in your sound. Yes, thank you. I'm going to swear Tony in with Regina in just 1 second. Well, that's killing two birds with one stone. Have either one of you ever given testimony in a due process hearing or anything like it? You have? Okay. Well, you understand that this is not ever going to be as much fun as some TV show that you'll watch, but we do follow the rules of evidence, the rules of civil procedure, and certainly all of the rules and regulations under IDEA and the federal regs. One thing is, it can be kind of dicey if one person is talking and then the other person objects or whatever. So I'm going to ask the lawyers, of course, or the lawyer and the advocate, just listen to what's being said. If you have an objection, you can lodge that objection, but let me rule on it before you start speaking. And you are going to be providing sworn testimony. So I need you to raise your right hand and be sworn in by my court reporter, Ms. Berry.
Thank you, ladies. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah. I do. Okay, thank you. Just one more little admonition. Sometimes the question that is being asked of you or by either your advocate or the opposing counsel, it's just calling for a yes/no answer, not a big long narrative. So watch that. I don't mind a little bit of explaining, but if it just keeps going on and on, then I'm going to interject and stop the discussion and ask the party requesting the information to move on. Okay, with that said.
Your Honor, I thought you were going to put Regina on the screen to make sure she was there. I am going to also call, I have on my witness list, Kim Fernandez from the district. So I didn't know that you wanted to swear them all in.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't know if that person is here, but we can do it one at a time. This just saves a little time.
Okay.
All right. You may start your direct.
Okay. Thank you. Are you Kaiser's mom?
I am.
Do you have any other children?
I do. I have 4 other ones.
Okay. On February 28, 2022, you filed a due process complaint with TEA. Is that correct?
Correct. Correct.
Why did you file the due process?
Because Kaiser wasn't able to read still, and I had just found out that schools are supposed to evaluate homeschool children as well, and so I filed a due process complaint.
Okay. From the date that you filed for due process, going back 1 year, did the district ever contact you to ask if you wanted Kaiser to be evaluated?
No.
Did Kaiser have a 504 plan before he was homeschooled?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to enter into exhibit the 504 plan. And there's a few pages. There's 416, which is the notice of consent for initial section 504 evaluation.
Okay.
There is 406.
416, 406.
Yes, and let's see what other is. And 405. They're all related to, just to pull these up, they're related to the 504. There is a 4-page 504 Texas dyslexia law and sections 504 initial evaluation document, and that's petitioner exhibit 421 through 424. And that's going to be the first one I'm going to show Ms. Schoen here.
All
so
right,
that's
now,
petitioner exhibit 421 to 424.
okay.
Someone tell me what exhibit number that is?
Yeah,
Oh, in the exhibits, it's going to be, let's see,
That was it.
that's the page number, but the exhibit is,
Oh, it's gonna be under, I sent you that. That's all this stuff.
yeah, where is that? Let's see.
It's gonna be in exhibit 5.
yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Mine was
sorry
bringing
about
up-
that.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood. Those are already admitted then, right?
Correct.
Yes, they're already admitted.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Ms. Schoen, is this, I know, will we put this up on the screen or how will we do that? Whenever there's an exhibit?
Well, I've got my book,
Okay, well, to let,
Mr. Mercy can probably go through the Dropbox.
okay, so the exhibit number 5. Can you tell me, is this your Kaiser's 504 plan that he had before he left the district?
Yes.
Okay, and can you tell me what did he have a 504 plan for?
Dyslexia.
Okay, did anyone ever disagree with the diagnosis of dyslexia?
No.
What services were listed in his 504 plan?
That he would get extra time on test and that a shortened spelling list, I remember. I don't see it on here, the different ones, but that's what the two things I remember the most is a shortened spelling list and extra time on test.
Okay. What is the date? At the top left corner, there's a date there. What is the date? It'll have date of evaluation and date of the referral. What is the date of the referral?
January the 9th, 2020.
what
Okay.
page are you on?
That's page 421.
Okay,
Top left corner
yeah, okay.
will show the date of the evaluation and the date of the consent.
Right.
Okay,
So this is his 504 plan, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, and this is for dyslexia.
Mhm.
And what is the date of the actual evaluation?
January 31st, 2020.
Okay, so that was maybe 2 weeks before you started to homeschool him?
January the 31st was probably about, just right about 2 weeks.
Okay, so that was his first 504 plan, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when you started homeschooling him, was he reading?
No.
Was he ever retained?
Yes, in kindergarten.
Okay. Do you have a teaching license, Ms. Schoen?
No.
Are you a dyslexia specialist?
No.
What did you do when you tried to help Kaiser learn to read?
The first thing I did was I did a lot of research, and then I bought some online, I bought some homeschool curriculums, and that didn't work. We had to repeat things. So then I looked into the Barton system, and I bought the first 2 levels of it, and that didn't seem to help, and I don't know why exactly, but that's what we did.
And is Kaiser reading now?
Yes.
And what do you attribute that to?
The Zoom therapy that he's been getting with Regina Staffa's staff. They have a teacher that teaches them 4 days a week for an hour at a time, and he's dramatically improved in being able to read. It's not a super speed reader, but he can read.
Okay. So at the time that you filed for due process on February 28, 2022, the district had not reached out to you to get your consent for testing?
No.
When did they finally seek your consent to get testing?
During the pre-hearing conference on April 6th.
Okay. So did they offer it then, or what was the reason that made them?
I believe hearing officer McIlvaney brought it up, and they went from there and asked for consent, I believe, on the recorded phone call.
Okay. So when did they send you? You don't have to have the exact date. It's hard to remember, I'm sure, but what date, what month did the hearing officer ask the district to test your son, to test Kaiser?
April the 6th at the Premier Conference, and then they sent the consents on April the 28th.
When you met with the school to sign consents, did they ask you if anyone in the family had dyslexia?
I didn't meet with the school. They sent them to me on an email. So I signed and returned them the same day.
Okay. When they finally tested him, did they find him eligible?
No.
Is there a reason that they mentioned why he was not eligible?
That he had not been exposed to good education, and that he also was not dyslexic anymore.
Have you requested an independent educational evaluation?
I have.
And what do you want as remedy for the year and a half of delay from February 21 to February 22?
I'd like for the boys to have, or for Kaiser to have dyslexia tutoring, or whatever tutoring would make up for where he would have been had we had the intervention in the last year.
Okay, and I'd like to enter into exhibit the tutoring and reimbursement estimate provided by Ms. Staffa, and that is page, it's along with her reports 376 to 387. And I have no further questions.
Okay, hang on. District 4, pages 76 to what? Oh, she can't hear me.
It's her
387.
section 376
To
to 387 has her report, and
page 401, is that the?
let me see. Sorry. Yes, it's 400 and 401.
I think those pages have already been admitted at the beginning of the.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I just wanted to draw attention to it.
That's okay. That's good. All right. And you are,
And I'm done with my
okay.
questioning.
All right. Mr. Mercy, looks like you're up.
Thank you. Ms. Schoen, we've never met, have we?
No.
Okay. I want to go through a few things with you and just make sure that we're on the same page.
Okay.
As I understand it, when you withdrew Kaiser from school, you insisted at that point that all communication with you be by email. Is that correct?
When I withdrew him from school, I sent an official letter that I got off of the Texas Homeschool Coalition website, and it's like a generic letter that you fill in your information, and it just tells them the things that they need to know so that they know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing when you pull them out for homeschool. What you're referring to is whenever
Your Honor, and I'm sorry, I should have interjected. When she left, any communication before that is outside of the scope of the statute of limitations. So any discussion outside of that, I don't know if it can be a rolling objection, but I just want to object to any information that is prior to the statute of limitations.
Okay. I'm going to overrule at this moment. I want to hear what's
Okay.
being said, and then I'll decide that. Just let him finish his question.
Okay.
What he is
Michelle,
referring to is,
Yeah, well-
when I emailed the district, before I pulled them. Oh, sorry, I thought you wanted me.
Mr. Mercy,
Michelle, my questions is fairly simple. Did you tell the district that you wanted all communication to be by email?
Not before withdrawal, no. After withdrawal, I didn't make mention of that, or
Okay,
even when I withdrew them. But
so,
before that, prior, I did, whenever I was having problems, before I withdrew them, I was only wanting to communicate by email because the phone conversations I was having didn't match up to what we were talking about in email. So I became concerned and thought I needed to make sure I had documentation.
Michelle, this will go quicker if you'll just answer the question I'm asking, and I'll let you catch up. Was all communication you had with the district by email after you withdrew Kaiser?
Yes,
Okay. And as I understand it, from looking at your exhibits, there are no emails from you to Hooks ISD requesting that he be evaluated after February 11th, 2020.
no, I did not ask that he be evaluated. I didn't know they could.
Okay. Now, prior to evaluation, you had received the same notice of rights that you received after evaluation, correct? Oh, after the filing, I'm sorry.
I didn't receive anything after the filing. Are you talking about like recently?
Well, the notice of rights that you received this year after you requested it was the same one that you had previously received.
No, it wasn't. The first one was 504 rights.
Okay, it was specific to 504?
Yes,
Okay. But you knew that you had 504 rights, correct?
before I withdrew Kaiser, I did, yes.
And after you withdrew him, you never asked for an evaluation?
No,
Okay. Now, you were familiar with the Hooks website, were you not?
familiar with the Hooks website?
You had visited the Hooks ISD website, hadn't you?
I had the phone number in my phone stored, but I mean, I'm sure I've been there before.
Okay, and you're familiar with the Hooks ISD Facebook page?
Yes,
Okay, and you're familiar with how to get a hold of Hooks ISD, correct?
yes,
Okay, and in fact, your brother-in-law's on the school board, correct?
yes.
Okay, so there were.
Objection around limit.
overruled. Need to object before
Okay.
she answers. Pause a little. Pause just a second before you start answering, but
Okay.
that objection's overruled.
But Ms. Young, if you needed to communicate with Hooks ISD, you knew you could do it through your brother-in-law, you could do it by phone.
Objection. That's irrelevant.
Let him finish his question.
Okay.
You could do it by email. You could find contact information on Facebook, and you could find contact information on the website, correct?
Objection, you're asking more than one question.
Overruled, you can answer.
Yes, I knew that I could contact those people in those ways, and I did reach out to the district through email, and I sent it to the school counselor and at the time the school principal.
Okay. Have you ever looked at? Well, let me give you a better time frame. Between the time that you withdrew Kaiser and the time you filed your due process complaint, did you ever look at the Hooks website?
Say that one more time.
Between the time you withdrew Kaiser and the time you filed your due process complaint, did you look at the Hooks website?
No, absolutely not.
During that same time period, did you look at the Hooks Facebook page?
No,
During that same time period, did you ever call anybody at Hooks ISD?
no.
During that
I did
same,
email.
sorry,
I did email, but not call.
and you're aware now through this process that Hooks posts on its website the child find information, correct?
Yes,
And you're aware that it's posted at the district.
that's what y'all said in your response. I haven't been to the district to see it for myself.
Okay, but you've looked at the exhibits that have been
Yes.
introduced now.
Yes.
So you're aware that the district has posted it. You're aware that the district has put it on the website. You're also aware that they have a public awareness program, correct?
No, I objection, Your Honor. A lot of this questioning is not specific to the time that we are putting in the statute of limitations. There's nothing to show that the information that they posted was even posted during the time that she is of discussion for today. We can't
No.
hear you.
You're on mute.
I can't hear them.
I'm gonna overrule the objection, because that kind of information is gonna come out through perhaps another witness, a district witness or something, so I'll overrule.
Well, as long as he just asks one question at a time to say, did you see it here? Did you see there? Did you see there? I mean, she already answered that she doesn't go by the district office. She already answered about the Facebook page. She already mentioned that she sent an email. So I think it's asked and answered. I mean, we have limited, he's got to match the time that I have as well.
I understand. Overruled, Mr. Mercy. You can ask your question again.
I guess, Ms. Young, my question is pretty simple. Between February 11th and the time that you filed your due process complaint, you did not ask to have Kaiser evaluated, correct?
Not directly, no.
Pass the witness.
Okay. Ms. Corder, do you have any more questions?
Yes, I have a few. Ms. Schoen, the district is saying that they asked a lot of questions about the postings online. Do you ever go by the school?
No.
Okay. Do you, again, you said that you did send them a copy that you did email them during that time, correct?
I did.
Okay.
I did email.
Can you tell me about that email?
I emailed about how hard and what the struggle was I was having with the boys at home. I didn't ask for an evaluation because I didn't know that they could evaluate homeschool kids. So I reached out and I told them I posted what I had found in my research and said that I thought that my boys needed an IEP under special education. And it was pretty lengthy, but that's pretty much the sum of it.
Okay. So you were mentioning that you were struggling. Mm-hmm. You sent the email in, but you didn't know that you were kind of talking about services that you had then, but that you couldn't.
Saying that because of their dyslexia that I had researched and found recent information on the internet that said most kids do better under special education. And so I kind of all dawned on me that they needed that and probably did need that when they were in school. So I reached out, gave them the information I had found, told them what I thought they needed because of their dyslexia.
And did anyone ever respond to you?
No. And that was 10 months after I pulled them from school.
Any more questions?
Let's see. No more questions.
All right, Mr. Mercy.
Just a couple of questions. Ms.
Okay.
Schoen, in the email that you sent, you did not ask for an evaluation, did you?
No.
And you did not ask for a response, did you?
No.
Okay. Pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Corder, anything else?
That's it.
All right. Okay. Well, we're finished with you. Ms. Schoen, and you certainly, I know you'll be around here, but your testimony is now complete.
Okay.
Do you want to call, Ms. Corder, do you want to call your next witness?
Let's stay here with us.
I was going to call Miss Stappa, but I think I'd like to call Miss Fernandez, but let me see, Miss Stappa, is that okay if I talk with, what's your schedule like?
I'm good till 1:15.
Okay. Okay. I'd like to call the witness, Kim Fernandez.
Ms. McElhenney, this may be a good time to take a break and
Sure.
give me time to go get Ms. Fernandez and bring her in here.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, let's take it. We've been at it since 9, not really on the record, but let's take about a 10-minute break and we'll be back at 11:10.
Okay.
Right? And he's going to go get Miss Fernandez. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.